Hey, what's up? It's Eric and Carson. I'm Eric Thomas. That's Scooter. That's Carson. So we are sitting here and talking about shit. Now, do you guys know about this Rick Santelli asshole from last week?
No clue.
This motherfucker, he was on CNBC, and he got a lot of shit on the web, on the internet, on cable channels. We'll wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, this guy got a lot of coverage because he went ape shit on the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange,
that is
the what?
It doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
He was the guy that basically went on this rant. Did you hear about this, John? Okay, here's this guy who's basically just going like, I don't want to be asked to take over somebody else's mortgage. These losers can't necessarily make it, and I'm supposed to take care of these guys. That's literally what he was saying. Okay, and it was annoying. Now you didn't hear this at all, Carson?
No.
Really? That's amazing because it was everywhere last week.
NASCAR started up.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenseth won 2 in a row.
Contributor.
Kenseth won 2 in a row.
Did he really?
Fuck yeah, one
Okay.
California.
Well, I don't want to
too.
get into a NASCAR thing.
I'll go into that really quick and let me finish my thing here. So, because
Okay.
I'm gonna now that everyone's drawn a blank on what happened, I'm gonna pull up the audio of it. So you guys go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Talk.
Oh, yeah, Kenseth won last week.
And that was California.
Yep, 2 in a row.
Now, is that the track that always has the water coming through it?
No, it's Texas.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Cool.
Might be California too.
How'd the other new teams do?
Riveting.
Gordon finished second again. But the cool thing about Kenseth is new crew chief this year, which I think is why he's won 2 in a row.
Who's he have?
God, I can't even say the guy's last name.
Has he been with any other major teams?
Drew. No, he's been with Roush for a while. He started out in the Truck Series. I used to work with him in the Truck Series. And he's worked his way up. He's youngest crew chief in Cup history.
Now, what do you think about that new rookie that totally hit the wall?
Joey Logano?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watch it. Joey Logano is going to be the man.
No, I didn't like the comment that came out of his mouth. Well, it was good for TV, but I think he's a little too new to the whole NASCAR thing to be opening his mouth saying that, blaming other people for.
Well, if you watch the wreck, he was calling it that's what happened. He got wrecked.
Yeah, but basically, if you're that new of a guy and you're 18 and all these other people have a lot more time under the belt, you just say, yes, sir, I got in a wreck.
Well, no, I disagree. This cat, you're talking about a cat that's won an ARCA championship already at 17. He's won a Busch race last year.
Yeah, but it's his first race of the NASCAR.
He won a Busch race last year. He ran 5 Cup races last year and did really well in them. He's a talent. It's a thing of you can't tell a new guy to be scared of the guys. You can't. There's one thing of respect, but if you get taken out, you got to call it like you can't take that shit. You got to say it. I got taken out. 18 or not, you got to be able to. Just because you're 18, you got to be able to go toe to toe with these guys that are in their 20s and 30s that have been racing for years. If you're going to prove yourself, if not, they're just going to take advantage of you.
You do. So you're saying you have to call them out in the media?
Yeah.
Why?
If you get taken out, absolutely.
Well, fucking go take him out in the next one and don't say anything. He's like,
no,
asshole.
No, that's not what you
Kyle
do.
Busch.
You can't. It's a thing of if you go on TV and they're like, well, what happened? Well, I lost it on my own or whatever. Then you look like an idiot. Anybody that watches the tape knows he got taken out, and I think he did it. He didn't just say, "Oh, that son of a bitch took me out." I think what did he say? I got a little help there coming off the corner or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think he did it the most politically correct way to say it. He said it, so I think it was a good move on his part.
Cool.
All right. Well, I got this thing up here now. This is Rick Santelli. He's a reporter on CNBC. And I don't know. I'll withhold judgment. Oh, I already have judged him. If you guys read my blog, thetumbrel.com.
You are a published writer.
I have.
Yes.
I did write on that, and I did go over this guy last week. So I just won't say anything in here yet. But I'll tell you what. Turn this down, and we'll go with this. Get in there. There we go. And.
Jason Roney of Sharma Capital are standing by at the CME Group in Chicago. And Rick, have you been listening to this conversation?
Listening to it, I've been just glued to it because Mr. Ross has nailed it. The government is promoting bad behavior because we certainly don't want to put stimulus forth and give people a whopping $8 or $10 in their check and think that they ought to save it. And in terms of modifications, I'll tell you what, I have an idea. The new administration's big on computers and technology. How about this, President and new administration? Why don't you put up a website to have people vote on the internet as a referendum to see if we really want to subsidize the losers' mortgages, or would we like to at least buy cars and buy houses in foreclosure and give them to people that might have a chance to actually prosper down the road and reward people that could carry the water instead of drink the water.
Which, by the way, is socialism. But even though he's trying to sound like a capitalist, that is the government deciding who can and who can't make it is actually socialism. Okay, just want to throw that out there. Not that this guy isn't already a fucking idiot when he already started, but go ahead.
It's a novel idea.
Hey, Rick, did you?
What? Who thought of that?
Scumbags start cheering for him because he's on TV.
Hey!
They're like putty in your hands. Did you hear?
No, they're not, Joe. They're not like putty in our hands. This is America. How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand. How about we all? President Obama, are you listening?
How about we all stop
No,
paying
he's
our
watching
mortgage?
Adult
It's a moral
Swim.
hazard. This is like mob rule here. I'm getting scared. I'm glad I'm.
Don't get scared,
some
Joe.
bricks and
They're
bats.
already scaring you. You know, Cuba used to have mansions and a relatively decent economy. They moved from the individual to the collective. Now they're driving 54 Chevys. Maybe the last great car to come out of Detroit.
They're driving them.
So this guy is an ass. He's doing something that is very easy to do, which is basically you just kind of take a complicated issue, simplify it to the point where you're talking about something else, and then make everybody cheer. It's a very easy thing to do. You know, anybody can kind of get the oratory going.
Earnhart.
Like my favorite was yes. My favorite was when Carson was in the oh my god, we were down when Katrina was going on. Like when it was like really everybody was like, why the fuck are all these people still in New Orleans? I remember Carson you got on some soapbox thing, and I know you don't know what you're talking about.
God, hardly ever.
I think I know that you're completely talking out of your ass
Most of the time.
90% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And Carson goes on this fucking rant in the middle of the streets of Pontiac because we're doing a live shot down there for 97.1. And he just gets on this rant of like, these people are Americans. We need to treat them like they're Americans. And he gets all these people around going, here, here. I'm sitting there on the mic just going, I'm like, he has no idea what he's
Not a
talking about.
clue.
And
Everybody loved it.
You goddamn lemmings are following him down the goddamn street.
Like the Pied Piper, bitch.
I couldn't fucking believe it. Anyway, so the guy became.
Let's take care of Americans. America fucking A.
Yeah, I know. It was
He said
disgusting.
America.
It's kind of like one of those like nights that you'd be up on stage at the concert place and be like, "Let me hear some noise." Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Fucking sheep. I swear to God. Anyway, I always hated that.
The concert place. Nice. Yeah. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
That's funny. You'll trash Tony, but you still want to get in there, don't you?
Hey, I like the guy that runs that place.
Hey, I can't afford to go up there. I don't get in for free anymore.
Oh, fuck. All right. So anyway, here's so how about this? This is now the guy becomes mildly famous
Okay, of course.
because of this stupid rant he goes on. And so apparently this morning, now instead of just being a fucking regular beat reporter for CNBC, now because he's done this, he is somebody. So now on the Today Show, when they're talking about financial issues, they bring this asshole in.
Sweet.
And finally, Matt Lauer, who I've got to say every once in a while really can turn it on. He really bitch slapped Tom Cruise that one time, and I really thought that was kinda cool.
that was good.
You know, every once in a while he'll kind of give you a what the fuck, which is basically what happens in the middle about halfway through this audio. This is from the Today Show this morning.
Two of them and consolidate?
That is possible, yes. That is an absolute possibility.
All right. Rick, let me bring you back in, and let's get to something that's touched a nerve here in this country. Your comments on the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange last week following Barack Obama's comments on his housing rescue plan. You said it was a plan that rewarded bad behavior. The president seemed to speak directly to you to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday night, saying it's a plan that will not help the neighbor down the street who bought a house he couldn't hope to afford. You still think it's a bad idea?
I think it's a bad idea insofar as I want the president's comment to be correct. But, Matt, at the end of the day, If the forensics been done by the government, in other words, there are going to be cases where people didn't game the system or they didn't put a 0 or a very low teaser rate so they could game the appreciation on the house. And those special circumstances maybe need to be separated out. The forensic.
People that talk in words that you don't understand are 9 times out of 10 full of shit. Okay? 9 times out of 10. Industry jargon, not. All right. You're the only person that has a vocabulary as small as anything. You have the smallest vocabulary I've ever heard of.
I've just wondered if you're one of the 10.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I am absolutely not.
But 9 out of 10 are full of shit. Me, I'm the one.
Yeah, no, because I don't actually have that big of a vocabulary. I'm telling you, I don't. Now, maybe you people think I do because you guys didn't only barely graduated high school.
What's your point?
But maybe that's the case. People that went to college think that I sound like a moron half the time. Anyway, more.
As insiders call it. But before taxpayer dollars go into contracts that the information isn't right or there was work on both sides, whether the mortgage writer or the ultimate applicant, we need to know who did it right and who did it wrong before we throw tax dollars at contracts that really weren't legal to begin with.
Let me take this a step further. Robert Gibbs, the White House press secretary, called you out in the briefing room, and after you heard his comments, you said that he was threatening you. Are you serious about that?
Me? Listen, let's put it this way. Matt, you're married, are you not?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, this is more about the feelings my wife had when she watched the body language and listened to what he was saying.
This is the White House press secretary. You think he's going to threaten you on national television?
Well, let's rephrase the question. Do we think it's normal to be named by name as opposed to the general media at large? Say the cable guy or some of the comments. I find, and my wife finds, and many of my friends find, that the direct confrontation and pointing me out by name just is not ordinary. And I'll leave it at that and let me say
one thing on Rick's behalf.
No,
Rick
see, what happened was my wife said that he was, and then I asked my friends, and they said he's absolutely calling me out. Yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. You're a douche. Nobody's. I want to see the press secretary at the freaking White House. Like, how conceited is this motherfucker?
Yeah, well, he got a little bit of fame, so it went right to his head.
He said my name, therefore he was threatening me. I fully expect to get an envelope full of anthrax when I get home. Fucking whatever.
And I might snort it because I'm a badass.
Yeah, exactly.
Find that the direct confrontation and pointing me out by name just is not ordinary, and I'll leave it at that and let me say
one thing on Rick's behalf. Rick is channeling an emotion everybody in America is feeling, that people were able to cheat the system, whether it's on Wall Street, whether it was politicians, or whether it was.
This dude comes in because he's asshole buddies with him because he's a fucking because it's a fucking other guy on CNBC. Oh. He's coming in and he's trying to save him, like, all right, you'd made yourself look like an ass. What I think he's trying to say is, and this has nothing to do with what he was actually saying, but I'll give it a whirl.
I was fixing to say, that sounds really familiar to me.
Homeowners.
For some reason.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the other guy.
No, it sounds like happens with us.
He's gotten a lot of
I apologize. We weren't paying attention to each other. It's like the radio show.
And a lot of attention now for the homeowners, but that is not a unique issue. He hits a behavioral economics 101 issue, which is people will not engage a system that they do not believe is fair.
I completely understand you're supporting Rick, and Rick, I'm sure your wife is a lovely person. However, what Robert Gibbs said was basically he was, and I'm paraphrasing here, he was saying he's not sure that as a former trader and current television personality, you're living in the same kind of neighborhoods where people are struggling to pay their mortgages. He wasn't threatening you.
Well, listen, I'm not saying threatening. It just to be pinpointed specifically, I find very unusual.
Oh, whatever.
And I think that it's more of a decision.
What's the fucking
difference?
He's the one that look. He's the one that opened his mouth. He's the one that got it started. And you know, if he's going to go on national TV and cause a big ruckus like this,
didn't even implicitly say, President Obama, are you listening?
Yeah.
You know,
and then he's going to be surprised when he gets a response from the White House.
Yeah, he asked
directed
for
at him.
He asked for a response.
I mean, that's stupid.
If I fucking say, hey, President Obama, yada, yada, and then they actually respond to me, not only am I very happy about that, I'm flattered, and I'll notice it. I won't just go like, I can't believe they responded to me then when I asked them
Well,
to.
it reminds me of the people that used to write us when we were on the air, write us emails or whatever, and call us out, and then they would generally be shocked when we talked about them on the air.
Yeah, I know.
What did you expect was going to happen? Same principle, a little bit bigger of a stage, obviously, but the same fucking
A little
principle.
bit, yes.
Just a tick.
All right, let's hear this.
Maybe not so much now because we're World Wide Web, and this is only the United States we're talking about here with Obama.
Yes,
so
yes. Let's listen to some more of this here.
Giggled at the joke about caffeine, and it was funny. But how would they like to be pinpointed specifically? I think that's the issue at hand. I don't want to make a point out of this. Here I am, and I want to continue to do what I've always done, and that is question motivation. Whether it's the Fed chairman, and
right. But the only thing I would say,
the economy to cure down the road. But is it true?
But the only thing I would say, Rick, is if you go out of your way to call out the president of the United States, you have to expect that his representative may go out of his way to call you out. Isn't that go with it? Doesn't that go with the territory?
Well, what we're really saying is calling out as a member of the
What
press.
a fucking asshole!
well, what it is
shit.
Maybe he should have just called out the black man in the White House.
Yeah,
Maybe
no
he could
kidding.
be a little bit more broad. There might be like, a janitor that's black.
Eric Holder.
There you go.
So some people watch the news. Hold on, here we go. He's the Attorney General. Here we go. I want to hear this.
The only thing I would say, Rick, is if you go out of your way to call out the president of the United States, you have to expect that his representative may go out of his way to call you out. Isn't that go with it? Doesn't that go with the territory?
Well, what we're really saying is calling out as a member of the press. Do I not get to ask a question or question the system?
And as the press secretary, doesn't he have the right to ask you a question?
Thank you.
He certainly does. It would be nice if he did it face to face, but I don't know that he needs to
You
throw out my
I was
name.
fixing to say, you didn't do it face to
The
face.
emotion here is a real emotion that everybody in this country feels, and we would be well served by this administration, Republicans and Democrats, making it clear that they are going to make sure that the cheaters on Wall Street and in the housing market and in Congress will be caught. I think that if you back up and look at the emotion, I think that's Rick's point, your point.
All right, that's good. I'll turn this off. Turn my mic back on.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the guy's a whiny little bitch. I mean, I think Matt Lauer said it best. You call out the president, and then you're surprised when they respond.
Yes,
Joe the plumber.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe the plumber got mentioned by both presidential candidates.
Well, what's great to me is this guy, like very Joe the plumber-esque. I'm the voice of a lot of these Americans are thinking the same thing, and I just said it. Well, you called out the president, and now you're saying you're threatened by the fact that they responded to what you asked to be responded to.
Yeah, if you don't have a rebuttal when you call out the president on national TV, you're an idiot because at one point or another you're going to have to rebuttal what you just said.
What I love is he's like, well, he could have answered it to my face. Well, you could have fucking asked it to his face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're a nobody and can't get an interview with the man.
But he got that video caught fire of him doing that. So of course the president's is gonna go, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, and you know what? Quite frankly, if the administration, the Obama administration, left it alone and didn't touch it, and then there would be people saying, that guy probably would be saying, and I love how there's been no response from the White House because they agree with me and they just want to say or something like that.
He would do something like that. That's the problem. If you're going to be a journalist that's getting involved in commentary, you got to understand that somebody might respond to you.
Yeah, damn right.
Like God, I wish we still were on the radio. By the way, after I heard about that fucking that $500,000 that the Mayor Don Williamson wants back, that he pledged in our studio that he wouldn't do.
Yeah,
we had the audio, we had everything.
What is it?
He now that he's quit being the mayor, he wants, and remember how he was only getting $1 a year?
Right.
He wants all that money back, and it's about $500,000.
Yep.
Oh, he wants it paid to him?
Yeah.
He wants the more or less back pay for the time he worked in the office the last 5 years or whatever. He worked in office. And we have Eric's right. We have the audio of him saying that he wouldn't do that. Now he's doing it.
Yeah, we had the audio, and that would have been fun if we would have. I wish we still had it, John, because we bring it in here and play it. I don't think we have it anymore. We kept giving it to TV stations. All the TV stations have it, but they don't fucking know what they have.
Yep.
Thanks a million. I mean, the guy came in.
I personally drove that crap to them, too.
Yeah, and I did too. You went to EYI.
Yeah. God, that's in the sticks.
Yeah.
I got to see Mark Terragrossa's weather garden.
At least you got to see Erin Luby.
Really?
She's kind of a hot piece of shit. But then there's
so small.
Huh?
Tiny.
Yeah. Well, it's
Really?
how they are.
I
Tall
don't
but
know.
tiny, right?
Oh, tall. Oh, I thought you meant like
No, she's short.
short. She's short?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh,
Unless she's sitting at her desk.
Oh. Well, that's a good way to
That's
tell.
the thing. It'd be funny. She's like 7'2", and Scooter's like,
The
she's short.
desk, the desk is just really tall.
No, it's just no, because you just have the impression because Scooter every once in a while is horribly imperceptive.
God, yeah.
So like she maybe
God,
was
yeah.
just sitting low or something. I don't know, man. She's 4'2". She's like 9 feet tall. She's she's one of the giants from the BFG
You know,
She plays in the WNBA part time.
as a center.
Oh, there's that hot reporter, Erin Luby. What? Oh, yeah, whatever.
She won the WNBA layup contest.
Yes, because she stands next to it.
Get it? They can't have a dunk contest, so they have a layup contest.
Oh, you know what? I didn't fucking get that, but that
I
is
did.
funny.
Thank you.
That was decent.
Thank you.
I mean, it's always
always good when you got to point out the joke.
It
I
is
love
good.
the explanation. It really puts the punchline of the joke.
Yep. That's good
What I
stuff.
love is that we both looked at him like it was that bombed so horribly
Oh,
that we both were
God.
like, yes, it's a fact. Look at that.
I know.
And to the point where I tried to put a joke on
I
it.
know.
Yeah, she's standing next to it.
Yep.
That's why you have friends. Every once in a while, you bomb so bad that you want to just you're oh, that was good.
No, I remember
Had you
why
not
I love
even
the show.
how you did.
What do you do for a living? Bomb.
What do? Call your friend out on bombing?
Exactly.
What do you do? Not be funny?
Yeah, you just that really was always your gig. You
yeah.
bomb, and then we all can have fun with it. Now.
Damn
I
right.
think everybody was funnier when they bombed.
Oh,
What
absolutely.
was great is I love listeners. Man, you're so funny. Actually, quite the opposite.
I always
just
loved it
works.
when I bombed, it was always like I usually would stop and go, whew. And then, like,
Will you just look at you? Did he just bomb? What do we do now?
We attack.
Yeah.
oh, and then it was just that. Then hey, every time.
Well, I think he bombed. I think we should fucking go for the jugular.
That's how the show has always been. If somebody gets shot in the leg, we're all
Oh,
piling
God.
on. Oh,
And now we feast.
Yeah. We stab our fingers into the wound.
we feast.
Feast. Anybody that's ever seen Run, Ronnie, Run is laughing their ass off
Fuck it,
right
that
now.
was funny regardless. That was just the idea of just real. I just see Scooter and Dent with fucking bloody faces, ripping.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
I think this thing would play well in Baton Rouge. I'm just saying, if anybody's listening.
I like Sacramento better.
That or maybe Seattle, Washington area. That'd be great.
That's fun. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I can't bomb again. My ego's down enough.
Oh, come on. We had fun with the bomb.
Yeah, let's leave on a high note.
Let's leave on a high note.
Carson bombing. That's
Yeah.
That's the show.
Peace.
All right. We're done.